Very good morning to all. Today we will start with the new topic that is a menstrual cycle. Because one topic is there in your medical surgical unit that is disorders of menstrual cycle. But before moving to the disorders, we will briefly discuss regarding what is menstrual cycle, which are the phases of menstrual cycle, what are the hormones that are balancing and they are doing working on the menstrual cycle. Okay. Menstrual cycle, if you think about the menstrual cycle, then each and every girls they are having a normal menstrual cycle at each and every month. The duration that is approximately 28 to 30 days. So definition of menstrual cycle, that is it is a rhythmical series, means there are a continuous steps of series or the phases they are continuously repeating of the physiological changes that occur in a fertile woman. Okay, that is occur in the women who are fertile, means who are able to conceive a pregnancy. Okay, that is a series of rhythmics that are physiological changes under the women of a fertile age under the control of the endocrine system. If you think about the role of the hormones they are mostly regulated by the endocrine system. So that is all under the hormonal basis. It is necessary for the reproduction because without the menstruation, without the ovulation, there will be no any release of the mature ovum and no any reproduction. Average length of menstruation that is 28 days, but it typically varies with shorter and longer cycle. According to the woman, it may be up to 32 days or it may be 1 to 2 days shorter from the 28 days. Okay, so that's about the definition of menstrual cycle. Next, two important definitions that are also related to the menstruation. That is, first one is the menarche, and second one that is a menopause. Okay, menarche that is a first menstruation cycle, and menopause that is the end or the last menstrual cycle. Okay, so menarche, a woman's first menstruation, means when the women or girls they are having the first menstruating, and that time it will be known as the menstrual cycle or first menstruation. The average age of the girls for the menarche that is about 12 years. Occurrence it depends on overall health in the batch. Okay, that's average, but it may be vary as per the health status of the girls and as per the dietary pattern. Second one is the menopause. Menopause that is opposite of menarche, stopping of the menstruation. At the end of the woman's reproductive phase. It commonly occurs between the ages of 45 and 55 years. Okay. When the women they have ceased the menstruation, they have stopped the menstruation, that age is known as the menopause. That is between 45 to 55. Okay. Age of menopause is largely the result of the genetics, means the age of menopause that is related to a mother. For example, if a mother's age is 50 years of the menopause, then the girls may also have a similar age or nearer age for the menopause. Next, physiological changes during the menstrual cycle. It can be observed at three different levels. Okay, there are mainly three responsible organs or system. They are highly working for the menstruation. That is first neuroendocrine level, ovaries, and the uterus. Okay, three main parts. That is neuroendocrine. That is deals with the. So neuroendocrine that is physically deals with the hormones that is estrogen, progesterone, under the estrogen there are through two that is FSH and LH. Okay, that is the later. Next there are the ovaries because the ovulation which occurs, that is around 14 days after the menstruation. That is because of the oocytes, graphene follicles that is developing inside the ovaries, and there is a release of a mature worm. And last, there is a uterus. First, in the last phase, where there is a secretion of progesterone, the uterus will be prepared. After the release of ovum, the hormones progesterone, they will prepare the uterus to conceive the pregnancy. Okay, so overall, the menstrual cycle, it can be divided into three phases, that is menstrual phase, proliferative or follicular phase, and next is the secretory or luteal phase. Okay, menstrual phase, that is approximately 1 to 5 days, during which there is a bleeding from the vagina will be there. Proliferative and follicular phase, if we shortly discuss about it, then there is a secretion of estrogen will be there. And under the influence of estrogen, there are two hormones, that is FSH and LH, that will be produced, and they are preparing the ovary, and they are functioning to release a mature ovum. And last, it is secretory and luteal phase. Under this phase, the progesterone will be higher, and they are preparing the corpus luteum, and they are also preparing the uterus lining to conceive a pregnancy. First phase, that is a menstrual phase. The menstrual bleeding, menses, periods, and discharge of the bloody fluids. They may contain the endometrial cells, glandular secretions, and blood cells. They may last for 3 to 5 days. So under the menstrual phase, what happens? There will be a menstrual bleeding, that's known as menses, and under that there is a discharge of bloody fluids. They are containing endometrial cells, glandular secretions, and blood cells, and that may last for 3 to 5 days. They are the results of the previous menstrual cycle. And due to the strong vasoconstriction and proteolytic activity, the functional stratum of endometrial tissues dies and is discharged during the menstrual bleeding. Due to a strong vasoconstriction, vaso, that is vessels, and there is a constriction of the vessels, and proteolytic activities will be there. And due to that, there will be a shades of the tissues, they will die, and they are discharged during the menstrual periods. The endometrium, which becomes very thin, but due to low estrogen level, hypophysis, they secretes the more FSH. Okay? The endometrium, they become thin, okay? Because the and the last phase, the hormones progesterone, they have prepared the endometrium, and after the end of menstrual, it will become thin because there was no pregnancy. But due to the low estrogen level, they secretes the more FSH. Okay? Follicle stimulating hormone will be more. So it regulates the secretion of estrogen, and estrogen they serve as a proliferation, and it's a signal to the endometrial basal layer. So that is a one type of the signal that there is no pregnancy, there is no any development of the fetus. So the next follicle they can develop for the next release of the ovum. Okay, so here in the diagram you can see there's 0 to 0 days. This is all the follicular phase. 14 days, that is a day of ovulation. After that, the luteal phase will be there. Okay. So the hormones. Okay. Hormones, they are basically from the anterior pituitary, which influence under most. Before that, the gonadotropin releasing hormone will be there. They suppress anterior pituitary to release FSH and LH. This is follicle stimulating hormone, and that is a luteinizing hormone. Okay, so the both secretion FSH and LH, it is higher during this 0 to 14 days. Okay, the secretion will be higher, and after ovulation this will be sometimes, if it is comparatively reduced. 0 to 4 days, there is estradiol, that is a type of estrogen. It will be higher during the 0 to 14 days. 14 days, that is ovulation, and after that there will be a release of higher progesterone to prepare the uterine wall. Okay? And this is a uterine cycle. Okay? Ovarian cycle, if you think about the ovarian cycle, then the growing follicles during the 0 to 14 days. Like this, there is a follicles will be grow from primary oocytes, secondary oocytes, then a release of the mature ovum will be there, then the development of the corpus luteum, then the development of the corpus albicans. Okay, so that is the ovarian cycle. Okay. The body temperature, that is at the time of ovulation, will be 1 degree higher than the normal, and after few days after the ovulation it will be same, slightly higher than the normal. Okay. So clear about this image. This is divided into two main, 0 to 14 days and 14 to 28 days. Okay. Uterine cycles, follicular phase, luteal phase, and this is a menstruation. Okay. During the 0 to 14 days, estrogen will be higher. Estrogen, progesterone, they are from the ovaries. Okay, and estrogen, they will influence FSH and LH to release the mature ovum. After the ovulation, there will be a release of the progesterone to prepare the uterine wall. Next, gonadotropin releasing hormones stimulate the anterior pituitary gland to release the hormones, that is FSH and LH. FSH and LH, they are higher at the time of 0 to 14 days. 14 days after the ovulation, sometimes it is slightly reduced. And if they got the signal that there is no pregnancy, then there is a continuous release of the FSH and LH for the next mature ovum release. Next, body temperature, that is normally 36 degree, but at the day of ovulation it will be higher 1 degree, and after some days will be same. Next, developments of mature ovum, that is primary oocyte, secondary oocyte, tertiary oocyte, release of the mature ovum, preparation of the corpus luteum and corpus albicans, they are there. Okay. So if there is a pregnancy, then the corpus luteum structure will be maintained, and if there is no pregnancy, then there is a degeneration of all these structures, corpus luteum and corpus albicans. Okay. Next is the follicular phase. Due to the rise of the follicle stimulating hormone, okay, they are under the influence of the gonadotropin releasing hormone during the first day of the cycle. The several ovarian follicles, they are stimulated. The follicles, they compete with each other because at one ovarian cycle there are so many follicles they are developed, and from that they are competments, they are fight with each other for the dominance. Okay, because we are supposed to release, the girls, they are supposed to release only one ovum. The follicles that reaches to a maturity, it is called the Graafian follicles or mature Graafian follicles who are getting mature. As they mature, the follicles, they secrete increasing amounts of the estrogen. Okay? The mature follicles, they are Graafian follicles, they will secrete the increased amounts of the estrogen, which thickens the new functional layer of the endometrium in the uterus. Okay? So estrogen is also helpful for the thickness of the new functional layer of the endometrium. And estrogen, it also stimulates the crypts in the cervix to produce a fertile cervical mucus. Okay? Cervical mucus, that is a secretion which prevents the entry of the infectious agent. So it helps the uterus and the babies from the infection. Okay, so that is stimulate the cryptus in the cervix to produce a fertile cervical mucus. At the end of this phase, at the end of follicular phase, the ovulation will be occurs. Okay, the diagram which we already discussed. This is the end of a follicular phase, and here the ovulation is there. Okay, ovulation, it is, we can say that it's a best time to conceive a pregnancy, or near to the ovulation it's a good time to conceive a pregnancy. Okay, so calculation, you must know how to calculate fertility for the conception of the pregnancy. Okay. Next, ovulation. Ovulation, that is we already discussed, that is a release of mature ovum from the ovary is known as the ovulation. So during the follicular phase, the estrogen, It suppresses the production of the LH, that is luteinizing hormone, from the pituitary gland under the same influence of the gonadotropin releasing hormone. And when the ovum the nearly matured, hence the ovum that has get proper maturity to be fertile, the levels of estrogen it reaches a threshold above which they stimulate the production of the LH. Okay, that is positive feedback loop. Okay, and the release of LH they matures the ovum and weakens the wall of the follicles in the ovary. Okay? So in the previous class I already told you about the ovulation kit, which works on the basis of the presence of LH. So here you can understand how the LH is helpful. Okay, so the release of the LH it matures the ovum. It helps for the proper maturity ovum, and it also weakens the wall of the follicles, so that the walls, if they become weak, then they are not causing the fully developed follicle to release in the secondary process. And after being released from the ovary, the ovum is swept into the fallopian tubes. Okay? So if the ovulation is there, ovum is released, then it will be released into a fallopian tube. Next phase, that is a luteal phase. Okay? Corpus luteum, the structure we have seen down, that a solid body that is formed in an ovary after the ovum has been released into the fallopian tubes. Okay? So corpus luteum it is a structure, so solid body that is formed, which is only formed only in the ovary after there is a release of the ovum, means after ovulation the corpus luteum has been formed into the fallopian tubes. It produces significant amount of the progesterone, which plays important role in making the endometrium receptive to implantation of the blastocyst. We discuss in the diagram that after the 14 days there is a higher release of the progesterone, which plays a vital role in making the endometrium that they are capable to implant a blastocyst. High level of estrogen and progesterone they suppress the production of FSH and LH. Okay, so estrogen and progesterone level will be higher. So they will suppress, or they will stop, or they will cease the production of the FSH and LH that the produced corpus luteum they needs to maintain. So, falling level of progesterone means if there is no pregnancy, then the progesterone level will be fall. It triggers menstruation and the beginning of the next cycle, means there will be a menstruation. There is no fertilization. The diagram it's the same that we have discussed. Okay. The some cycle abnormalities, that anovulation and ovulatory cycle, hypomenorrhea, metrorrhagia, oligomenorrhea, amenorrhea, and polymenorrhea. Okay, these abnormalities here I am only list outing because in the next class we will learn in detail about the abnormalities of menstrual cycle. Okay, but try to remember the phases which can be asked in both the subject obstetrics and the MSc. Okay, remember three main phases, that is menstrual, proliferative phase, and the luteal phase. Okay, if diagram you remember, this one will be very easy to understand the menstrual cycle. Okay, next remember the hormones during the 0 to 14 days, which hormones will be there, and after 14 to 28 days which hormones will be there. Okay, next remember the body temperature, next ovarian cycles, primary secondary oocytes, mature ovum, corpus luteum. Okay, thank you.